the wrong way to tan a beaver tail and the right way. In this video, we'll show you the proper way to tan a beaver tail and get it into a workable piece of leather for all your little crafts and projects that you want to use. So let's get into it and we'll show you how it's done. Now, beaver tails are going to be a little bit different because the outside of it are actually scales. They're made out of keratin. You can think of them like being fish scales. It doesn't matter how good your tan is, the scales are never going to soften and be supple and really usable. I threw this in with the little last batch of tanning I did just to show you guys, and the scales remain soft. The edges curl because the leather dries at a different rate than the keratin. They don't shrink or anything like that. So when you see beaver tails on the market that are tanned, they have been removed. The nice thing is the scales actually indent the leather, so you still get that similar look to it, and then a lot of them have been dyed afterwards. So the best way to tan these is by removing the scales off of them. And you have a couple options on them. First off, you can sit there with a pair of tweezers or your fingernails and try to pick them off one at a time. That's going to take forever. The second method is you can put them in plain water and kind of rot them off. You have to be really careful with that because if they sit too long, the rotting can actually damage the leather and your end product's not going to be very good. It's going to be crumbly, fall apart. Plus it stinks. The best method that I like using for doing this is using hydrated lime. We're going to soak it in there for a couple days and it's going to cause these scales to slip off and you'll be able just to kind of brush them off really easy, and then we continue with the tanning process. So that's what we're going to show you here. I have 1 gallon of clean cold water. I have about 2 ounces of hydrated lime in here, and we're going to put that into our water, and we're going to mix this up. I usually like using gloves while I'm working with hydrated lime. This is also the stuff that you use to remove deer hair to make buckskin. I'll get gloves afterwards while dealing with it. And so we're just going to drop our beaver tails in here. You're going to want to mix this minimum twice a day. 3 to 4 is better. And you're going to watch it very carefully depending on how strong your mix is here and the temperature of the water and the area around it. It could take from 2 to up to 7 days for these to slip off. So you want to check it. Like I said, you want to stir it a couple times a day minimum and check on it. You don't want it to sit in here any longer than it needs to. So that'll be our first process. When these things start to slip, we'll come back in and show you the process of removing the scales on them. Our tails have been in our solution for about 10 hours. I just came down to stir them. And this is how you check how the slipping is going on these scales. Is you just start peeling them, and obviously the thinner areas of the tail are going to slip first, but it's actually coming along fairly quickly already. There's a good piece that's coming off. So there's the scales coming off, and we don't want this in this solution any longer than it needs to be. So every time you come down, stir them, just pick them up, try peeling them, and get those scales off as soon as possible. It's the next morning, and I've just been working on peeling these off. If they're soft and released, you can just use your fingers and peel them off. You can also use a stirrup scraper and just go along. Not a lot of pressure on them, and just slowly work them. The more of this you expose, the faster that they're going to come off. So it's nice, kind of, instead of waiting till all of it's ready to come off, it's nice working it, because the hydrated lime is going to seep in faster from the edges here, so it'll actually go a lot quicker if you work on it. Really cool leather that the shape of the scales stays in the leather here. So even though you've lost the scales doing this, you still have that beaver tail look, and everyone's going to know what it is. So we'll just keep peeling these things off. The ones at the base of the tail here are still really firm, so it will probably take at least another day, if not a bit more, for those ones to release. We're finished scraping all the scales off our tail here. Looks really nice, cleaned up really well. They actually do kind of look funny being more of a translucent white color now instead of being black. So our next step is to go and pickle these and get into our regular tanning process. But before we do that, we need to lower the pH of these using clean cold water. Your lime bath is going to be running around 12 pH, and going from 12 down to 2 is going to be too much of a shock for the leather. It's going to damage the fiber structure and your leather is not going to turn out very well. So clean cold water, we're going to put them in here for 15-20 minutes until our pH starts to lower down. So you can see our typical, on our pH strips, our water here is right at 7 pH. And the way you can check the tails here is pull them out, lay it against the flesh side, and even though it's got water here, it's still at a 12. So that's the way we want to check the pH of these things, is pull them out of the water, lay your strip against the flesh, and take your reading here, just not into the water here. So we'll let these soak and we'll go ahead and build our pickle to get these things going. It's been about 20-25 minutes of our tails soaking in the clean cold water. We'll check the pH here, and we're right down at 7, right where we want to be. So we can go ahead, grab our tails, and we'll put them into our pickle here. And for our pickle, we have 1 gallon of clean cold water. We have 1 pound of salt. We have a half a fluid ounce of our safety pickle. We also put in half an ounce of Chemol 4 and 1 ounce of our Liposol 77 degreaser. Beavers, especially their tails, are greasy, and we want to do heavy degreasing in our pickle here. We're not going to do a standalone degreasing bath, so we're going to have these things in here. Our pH should be right around 2 to 2.5. I guess we can check it here just to show you guys. And we're going to be leaving the tails in here for 2 days. We're going to pull them out and we're going to scrape off any flesh and fat off of them. So we're going to let them soak in here, and then we'll come back to you guys. For the first day here, you want to mix them up like normal, like your rest of your tanning here. So after 6-7 hours, come back, stir them up, moving them around. Recheck your pH, make sure nothing's gone south on you. If you're going to have problems, 99% of the times, this is where it's going to happen here. So go ahead and we'll come back to you in a couple days here when we're going to flesh them. Our tails have been soaking in our pickle bath for a couple days now. We're going to pull them out. I'm just going to quickly pat dry it in a towel here. And we are going to go ahead and flesh this. We are going to thin the base of the tail where the leather's thicker. We're going to be using our scythe knife. And you just want to go nice and easy, not a lot of pressure. And just go and thin this thing out, remove any thickness out of the leather, any little bits of fat that are sitting on the surface. You'll see them. They'll look translucent compared to the rest of the tail. And we're just going to go along working this thing down, cleaning it up. Because we put such a heavy degreaser into our pickle bath, there's actually a pretty good film of fat sitting on the surface, and that's exactly what we want. We want this thing degreasing the whole time here. So we'll just go ahead and work over both these tails with our scythe and clean them up. When you get down to the tip of the tail, don't use a lot of pressure, just glide it across. Really helps to have a sharp blade, so you might want to switch this out a couple times. When they start getting dull, you got to put more pressure into it, and that's when you end up slicing through and cutting too deep. So we'll work on this thing, clean it up. We've got our tails fully fleshed now, thinned out. The leather's thin up at the base of the tail here. That's exactly what we want. Everything's cleaned up. There's no bits of fat on here at all. Now we're going to go back into the pickle for another 2 days. We're going 2 days because we want that degreaser to keep working, pull all the fat that's in the fibers of the hide out. So we'll come back in a couple more days and move on to the final couple stages of our tanning our tails here. Our tails have been in our pickle for a couple more days, and there's a pretty decent film of fat on the surface here. That means our tails are fully degreased. I'm just gonna take them out, pat them, have a look at them. They look really good. They're fully pickled now. Now we're gonna move on to our neutralizing phase. We gotta bring the pH up so our tanning oil will take and penetrate the full thickness of the tails here. So we have 1 gallon of clean cold water, a 1/4 pound of salt, and 2 ounces of sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. And we're gonna get these in here, mix them around, just feel around the bottom, make sure all that salt is completely dissolved. And we're gonna let our tails soak in our neutralizing bath for 45 minutes. We're gonna stir it twice in that time period. The more the better, but a minimum of twice. Once these have been in here for 45 minutes, then we can continue on and finish tanning these tails. It's been about 45 minutes in our neutralizing bath. We can pull these things out. I'm just gonna wrap them up in a towel. Just take some of this excess moisture out of them. Squeeze them out a little bit. Just take off the surface moisture off of these things. I just have a plastic bag, garbage bag, laid out here. And we're gonna go ahead, put our tan on it. For these, we're gonna be using True Bond 1000B. And just a light coating on these things. Put that on. Gonna spread it out. Just a nice thin coating over the entire tail here. And we're actually gonna put tan on both sides. I'm just rubbing the back side into the flesh side of the other tail. Do the same thing here on this one. Then we're gonna wrap them up skin to skin. And we're just gonna lay them out like this, stuck together for about 12 hours. Overnight's fine. And then we're gonna lay these things out and let them fully dry out. We're gonna be doing our same thing every few hours after that. 6 hours, 12 hours. We're just gonna stretch on these things as they dry. They actually dry fairly quick. Only a couple days it should only take. So we'll go ahead, let these things dry, stretch them out, break them as they dry, and then we'll move on to the final step of the process here. It's been a few days now and our leather is completely dry. The tails turned out really nice. They have some flex to them, but they still have a little body to them. They're not cracking. They're flexible all over, but you don't want these things too soft because typically they're used for wallets, watch straps, little accessories like that. So you do want some body to these and you don't want them crazy soft. We're not going to sand it at all, but as you can see, it's not the best looking right now. And if you Google beaver tail leather, you're going to bring up a whole bunch of pictures of different colors because they're dyed after the fact with leather dyes to give them a better look and some customization. The most realistic you can do is a black dark brown mix because they're not completely black. That'll be the most accurate to real life, but you can pick whatever color you want out there. I'm gonna do a dark brown leather dye on it. You can pick any type of dye you want. They all work the same. You're also gonna wanna finish these off with some leather care products afterwards. So we're gonna go ahead and get some dye on these things. I like using the dauber for them. And we'll just lay them out. Most of these dyes are going to be around 12 hours for them to dry, and then you might want to do multiple coats on them. Depends how dark you want the leather, what kind of look. You can put the dye on and then rub it off with a cloth so it shows up more of that texture if you want, if that's what you're looking for. Or if you want a solid color, go ahead and just soak it on there and leave it and then do multiple coats. You don't have to tan or dye the underside. You can if you want. Typically that's not done. So a nice even coat here. Pick up any spots that are the dye is pooling, and like I said, 12 hours or so. We'll come back, make sure that it's dry, and then apply multiple coats to it if it needs it until it gets the desired color that we're looking for. So we'll go ahead, do that, and then I'll show you the final finished product of what they look like when they're completely dyed and finished. Our leather dye is dried now. Only took one coat to get this dark brown. The dyes typically dry a little darker than they start with when they're wet, so just be aware of that. I've gone ahead and put a little bit of leather conditioner on our tails here. It's an alcohol-based dye, and that tends to pull out a little bit of the tanning oils out of it. So just to restore some of the softness and the oils to it, just any leather conditioner will work. Still has some good flexibility to it, but still has some good body to work with for any of your projects. Turned out really nice, really happy with it. If you have any questions or comments on this process, throw those on down below. I'm always checking the comment section. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.